Hello all. I welcome you all in the 14th session of Chess with Gaurav Bakliwal Season 2. I am Sharvi Bakliwal from Pune, India. It's my privilege and honor to volunteer today's session. Today's game was played between Larsen and Spassky in Belgrade 1970. The tournament was very popular and was referred as match of the century between USSR and the rest of the world. After that, Gaurav sir will show us an amazing move of the day played by Nedo Bora in 1990. So, without wasting much of your time, I would like to invite our own Gaurav sir to take the session forward.
Okay, thank you so much, Sharvi. Thank you very much. And what a nice welcome, what a nice anchoring you are doing. It's my proud and privilege to see my children doing so very well. And audience, of course, good evening. I can see a lot of faces, a lot of regular faces, new faces as well. Sai is there with us today. Arisha Jain is there with us. Swan is there with us. Paritosh, Pradosh is there. Of course, Saket, Ajmal, Rimjim. Hello, everyone. Good evening. Yes, of course, you can write in chat. How are you people doing? Hi, sir. Hello, sir. Good evening. Hi. Yes, very nice. Okay, so today's game, I would like to say it's a very, very nice attacking game by Spassky. Now, Spassky was the 10th world chess champion, and he was the world champion from 1969 to 1972. So in 1969, he defeated Petrosian for becoming the world chess champion, to whom he lost in 1966-67. And in 1972, he lost the world championship match to none other than the prodigy of the world, Bobby Fischer. And it was the amazing match which entire world was waiting with deep, their breath awaited, and such a nice fought match was there, Spassky and Fischer. So in that case, in that game, Fischer played amazingly well, although he lost. He was not able to win from Spassky in the 5 of his previous encounters. Now coming to this 69 World Championship match, Spassky played very well against Petrosian, and he was able to win the World Championship in a closely fought battle. Now Spassky was from USSR, and later on he shifted to France, and he again shifted to USSR. Currently, I'll tell you that he is the oldest alive world chess champion. So Spassky is 85 years of age, and he's living legend right now. And the game that I've selected, as Sharvi mentioned, was played, which is referred as match of the century between the USSR and the rest of the world. So they kind of decided to have a team event, and it was a very closely fought match in which USSR finally won 20.5, 19.5, just 1 point margin. And all the experts were thinking that USSR's team is so strong. You have Botvinnik, Tal, and Kiris on board number 8, 9, 10. You have Spassky, you have Petrosian, you have so many top world-class players. And in the rest of the world, there was Larsen. And this was Spassky versus Larsen, board number 1. This is the game that I have selected for you today. Larsen, Bobby Fischer, they are the top 2 players from the rest of the world. Now, USSR versus rest of the world, my dear friends, was played in 1984 as well, in which USSR won again. And it was played in 2002 as well. Although in 2002, it was Russia versus rest of the world. And that was won by rest of the world. So, okay, let's start. Let me share my screen for you, my dear friends. And I'm sure after a break of 4 weeks, you guys will enjoy. Okay. And where is the game? Oh, let's start. Okay, let me find out. Yes. Okay, Sharvi. So how are you feeling? I hope you are feeling very nice.
Yes.
Yes, very good. Very nice. So audience, can we begin? Can you write on the chat? Are you guys ready? Please interact. Yes, sir. Hello, I am ready. I am Venkatesh Reddy. Oh, okay. So the game starts. B3. Now B3 is a very irregular kind of opening. Larsen is white and Spassky is black. So B3 about Larsen, he was a very strong player. Rest of the world, he was from Denmark, and he used to play a lot of irregular openings. About him, it is said that he was a very unorthodox kind of a player, and he was very strong in middle game and end game. So B3 was the move played by him, first move, and he has used this move quite a lot of occasions with good results. And B3 opening is actually called as Nimzowitsch-Larsen attack, actually. And to tell you something, my students who are here, who see me playing live games, it is my favorite opening as well. Most of the time I play NF3, B3, Bishop B2, G3, BG2, all these kind of things. So B3, the game continued E5, Bishop B2, attacking the pawn, Knight C6, C4. So here C4 was played, and I can tell you the correct move here was E3. So E3, the game might continue D5, Bishop B5, pinning the knight, trying to attack on E5. Bishop to D6, defending the pawn, Knight to F3, again attacking it. Queen E7, now C4, pawn into, Knight F6, taking the piece out, development. C5, attacking the bishop so that when you capture on C5, we can capture on E5. And with almost equal position, this is almost equal position. This is one of the methods of playing. And now white is threatening D4 as well. But C4 was played, which is not bad. Of course, it is just the opening, no problem. And black continued with piece development, Knight F6, Knight to F3, no problem so far. E4, attacking the knight. Knight D4. So far, so good, no problem. Knight is in the center. It's nice game so far. Now, black had two options here. One is bishop to C5 and the other is pawn to G6. So had it been a normal game, I think Spassky would have chosen pawn to G6. That's what I think. But since it was a big occasion and since it was a team kind of an event wherein it is a kind of a prestige, very, very much prestigious kind of event to win the crown for the your continent, USSR, Spassky said that I went for all in all attack right from the beginning. Bishop C5 was played here. And somehow he said, when I played Bishop C5, I had an intuition, I had a feeling that this game will become one of my immortal games and one of the most attacking games ever. And he was so right. So I'll just tell you what happens on G6, which is a very solid standard move here. And after E3, bishop to G7, knight into knight, pawn into D4, it is almost exactly equal position. So white has advantage of two bishops, black has advantage of two bishops as well, and his pawn is double here. But of course, he has got this bishop as well. So that's okay. I mean, it's almost equal position in this case. So coming back to the game, bishop C5, a very attacking move here. And yeah, n% he can do, of course. He can try and do n%, but that will not be that beneficial. The bishop will open up. And it's a good thing to keep the point on there as well. Now, first mistake of the game coming up, knight into c6. First mistake of the game. So now white is a mistake. So if you are good enough, my students, most of them out here, you moved your knight from g1 to f3 and then you moved it to d4. And now you are without any idea, you are trying to capture on c6 and opening up the black bishop as well. So in development, black would be two moves ahead, and you have not still moved your bishop from f1, knight from b1, and so on. So it doesn't make sense to capture, to be honest with you. The correct move here was either knight f5, you can try knight f5, and you are trying to capture on g7 as well, and the game might continue castle, e3, b5, pawn into pawn. If you capture bishop into knight, there is pawn into knight coming up, no problem. Knight to b4, knight g3, knight into pawn, queen c1, attacking the bishop, bishop b6, knight into e4, rook e8, and knight to c3. So this position, if you look at it, my dear friend, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pawns with black, and there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pawns with white. So white is a pawn up, but of course black is way ahead in development, and therefore this position is almost equal position because there is a full compensation of pawn with black. This should be the correct order of play here. But then coming to game, knight into knight is the first mistake. Mistake number 1. So audience, if I can just ask you, although I replied earlier, which pawn we should capture it with? B pawn or D pawn? Please write in chat. And Sharvi, you can speak up and use your power.
D pawn.
D pawn. Okay. B or D? Please write, audience. B or D? D, 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 D into C6. D. Well done, audience. Please don't capture by B pawn. Please. Please. Don't think of end game. कि यार एंड गेम में इससे बेटर है, एंड गेम बढ़िया रहेगा. नो. गॉड्स हैव प्लेस्ड द मिडिल गेम बिफोर द एंड गेम. ये बहुत बड़े कहावत है चेस प्लेयर ने. गॉड्स हैव प्लेस्ड द मिडिल गेम बिफोर द एंड गेम. भाई पहले मिडिल गेम आएगा, तो मिडिल गेम में डी पॉन से मारने में बहुत फायदा है. देयर इज लॉट ऑफ बेनिफिट. आवर बिशप ओपन्स इमीडिएटली फॉर अटैक. Our bishop can come to f5 square, supporting the pawn on e4. And the moment I capture by d pawn, my d file opens up. So if he plays d4, which he can't play now, or d3, whatever, I will do n% here. And then the d pawn will be a backward pawn if he captures my pawn here. So lot many things, lot many ideas. So please capture d into c6. It's already slight better for black. Computer says minus 0.5, 0.6 at this point in time. D into c6. And now, of course, Larsen realized, what am I doing? And he moved e3. Idea is bishop e2, castle, knight c3, and all these things. And after bishop to f5, I don't know why he got diverted again. I really don't know why he did not play bishop e2. He played queen c2 here. Why? I mean, what for? Why are you not playing bishop e2 and castling? So queen c2 was played, and after queen e7, now there is no time for bishop e2. There is no time for bishop e2 now. The correct move here is knight to c3, which he should have played, and then try to probably do long castle. And I can just show you what happens if you play knight c3. The game might continue bishop d6, long castle, h3, rook e8. Look at the pieces of black. They are so in nice coordination. Wow. And look at this pawn. I mean, people might feel it is a weak pawn. And I would like to give my sympathy to those people. Knight, bishop, queen, rook. It's a very, very well defended pawn. As Nimzowitsch says in his book, My System, over protection. You should always over protect your center pawns. And this pawn is so very dangerous. It stops f3, d3, so many ideas it's stopping. And if you even play them, then I'll capture and my rook opens up in both cases. So the game might continue here. King to b1, king b8, d4, pawn into, bishop c8, rook e1, and h5 with slight better for black. 0.7, 0.8 is the evaluation given by the computer. But still you should play knight c3 in this position. This is what would have happened had you played knight c3. Another idea which I liked was a3. This is also playable. Idea b4 and c5. Idea b4, c5. Why bishop c8? Because I don't want to capture this bishop. I want to keep it in the end game. And then slowly I want to play h5, g5, g4 idea and attack this side. Now a3 also a good move here. Idea b4, and the game might continue a5. I will of course not allow you easily to play b4. Knight c3, bishop to g6, g3, bishop d6, knight e2, bishop e5, bishop g2, castle, capture, castle, and rook f to d8 with again very good position for black. -1 is the evaluation given by computer. So these are the two options in this position. Once you already played a bad move knight into c6, so obviously black is better. But still you should play knight c3. There is no time for bishop e2 now, and which was played by Larsen actually. And this is a second mistake of the game. Mistake number 2. So why it's a mistake? Now the problem is you are getting too late for knight c3 and triple O. You are getting too late for even that idea. And now after triple O, which was played by black, all of a sudden Larsen realized that he has wasted bishop e2 move as well. Still, I would suggest play a3. a3 is still the best move in the position. Idea b4. Idea b4. So the game might continue bishop d6, b4, bishop e5, f4, h5, knight to c3, h4, a4, h3, and I will prefer playing black here. Although white has got some chances, some counter attack coming up, but it's not enough, to be honest. It's not enough. But still, coming back to the game, a3, b4 idea is still the best idea in the position. Maybe you can try knight c3 here, and after bishop d6, triple O, rook e8, h3, h5, d4, pawn into, bishop into, bishop to d7. Don't exchange these bishops. King b1, king b8, bishop f5, g6. Now you have to, of course, exchange it once it's coming. And with, again, very good position for black. Very nice position for black. Both rooks are attacking. This bishop is very nice. This knight will somehow come to e5. It's a very good position for black. Anyways, coming to the game, my dear friends, although a3, knight c3, all these moves are giving advantage to black, I would still prefer playing them because the move played by black is a very bad move. In fact, it's a blunder. The evaluation, which is minus 0.8 now, will change to minus 3, minus 4 the moment white played this move. And the move played by white is very bad. Pawn to f4, minus 5 evaluation. Pawn to f4. अब मेरा सवाल किससे आने वाला है? मेरा सवाल आएगा शार्वी से. Are you there, शार्वी?
Yes.
हाँ, तो बताइए आपको क्या लग रहा है? देख के ऐसा क्या लग रहा है? क्यों खराब लग रही है आपको ये चाल? f4. Why it is so bad? एक्चुअल में क्या हुआ वो तो मैं आपको बता ही दूंगा गेम में. बट आपको एकदम what makes you feel immediately देखकर? Yes, शार्वी. Your video is stand still completely. Yes, speak up.
The king is opened on king e1.
Yes, king open हो गया पूरा. Well done. ये diagonal से king open हो गया. Well done. What else? King open हो गया इस diagonal से. Well done. What else? वो लॉन्ग कैसल करने में लेट हो जाएगा ना, उसने नाइट नहीं निकाला.
Yes.
तो लॉन्ग कैसल करने में देरी से होगा तो हम फायदा उठा सकते हैं अटैक का. वी कैन ट्राई टू अटैक फास्टर. यस, वेरी गुड, वेरी नाइस, वेरी गुड. ओके, अजमल इज सेइंग n%. n% इज नॉट अ गुड मूव हियर, इसीलिए तो उसने चला है, फंसा रहा है वो ट्रैप में. ऑडियंस, n%, व्हाई इट इज अ बैड मूव?
Queen into bishop.
यस, अगर तुम एन पास करोगे अभी, बहुत गंदी चाल है ये. व्हाइट इज विनिंग. क्वीन इनटू बिशप. देयर इज नो सपोर्ट ऑन f5 एंड इट्स अ चेक एज वेल. चेक भी है. तुम ऐसे नहीं सोचो कि मैं भी तो मारूंगा. अरे तेरे को टाइम ही नहीं मिलेगा. एज आई टोल्ड यू मेनी मेनी टाइम्स, चेस में सबसे पहले आपको चेक बचाना पड़ता है. फर्स्ट यू हैव टू सेव योर चेक. तो n% के लिए तो उसने चला है बेवकूफ बनाने के लिए कि वो फंस जाए अगर. Now audience, your turn has come. I have not made polls today. बताइए, चैट पे लिखिए, what is the best move of black here? अब खत्म हो गई है बाजी. What is the best move? केवल अटैक सोचना है तुम्हें, कुछ नहीं करना दुनिया में. Don't waste any move now. Everything is done. कैसल हो गया, रुक कनेक्ट हो गए, पीसेस सारे डेवलप्ड हैं, पॉन बहुत खतरनाक बैठी है, डी फाइल पे हाथी, सब कुछ हो रहा है. What's the best move? H4 भाई, H4 कैसे करेगा? H5 बोल या तू, H5. Knight to G4. Saket is telling H5. Knight G4 is told by Rimjim Sai Adhyans. Shari, what do you think? Knight G4 चल दे कि नहीं? Yes. Shari,
Yes.
yes. Knight G4 is the move here. मौका ही मत दो, क्वीन खोल दो सीधा. चेक. सीधी क्वीन खुल गई उसकी. अब कोई उसको मौका ही मत दो, किसी भी तरह का मौका नहीं दिया हमने. ओहो, अब मैं आपको दिखाता हूँ एनालिसिस. पागल हो जाओगे आप एनालिसिस देख के. मतलब यू विल बी लाइक व्हाट. सो द मोस्ट ऑब्वियस मूव हियर इज नाइट टू C3. मोस्ट ऑब्वियस मूव कि यार फटाफट चेक देगा तो G3 कर देंगे रे, क्वीन तो बचाएगा और फिर ट्रिपल ओ कर लेंगे, भाग जाएंगे यार, जो होगा देखेंगे. फिर नाइट F2 पे आएगा, एक्सचेंज मरा लेंगे, जो होगा देखेंगे यार. ट्रिपल ओ तो करने को मिलेगा कि नहीं. नाइट C3, लेट्स प्ले. अब तुमको विश्वास ही नहीं होगा नाइट C3 पे. व्हाट इज ब्लैक गोइंग टू डू हियर? क्या है क्या कोई खिलाड़ी जो ऑडियंस में से चार लिख दे? व्हाट इज द बेस्ट मूव ऑफ ब्लैक हियर? Sai is a very very good player. He is writing knight into E3. Oh my god. Pawn into E3, bishop into E3. अब ये बिशप 1 करोड़ का हो गया और हाथी अलग खुल गया. बट स्टिल तुम पीस तो पिटा रहे हो ना, कॉन्क्रीट तो ज्यादा कुछ मिल नहीं रहा. बिशप E3 पहले. रिमझिम इज राइटिंग बिशप E3. मारा तो नाइट E3, क्वीन मर रही है और ये नाइट G2 चेक, फिर क्वीन H4. बहुत भयंकर अटैक लग गया. और तुम्हें जान के आश्चर्य होगा, द बेस्ट मूव हियर इज रुक D2. कैन यू बिलीव दिस मूव? Can you believe this move? Had white played knight C3, rook D2 is what Spassky said, that this is my idea, and now the computer says evaluation -7. Best move. Rook D2. What a move it is. करेगा क्या white? मान लो क्वीन से मारा, मान लो एक बार के लिए, तो हम खेलेंगे बिशप इनटू पॉन. क्वीन अटैक हो रही है. क्वीन D1 एक ही घर है, क्वीन C2 भी खेल सकते हो तुम. नाइट F2, नाइट टू D5, क्वीन मर रही है, मारना ही पड़े. क्वीन इनटू बिशप E6, क्वीन G5. क्वीन क्वीन लड़ना चाहता है वो क्योंकि अटैक आ रहा है. एंड नाउ वी कैप्चर द रूक. एंड नाउ you can look at the number of pieces, you can look at the position. Black is clearly winning with the evaluation of -7.5. Rook D2, what a move it is. और अगर तुम इसको किंग से मारोगे तो I'll tell you the analysis for that as well. Rook check, knight to D5, knight into E3. ये तो पिन है, कहाँ जा रहा है ये? वो थोड़ी क्वीन मार लेगा, हमारी पिन है. और नाइट E3 पे ये अटैक, नाइट से मारेंगे हम, पॉन से मारेंगे हम, सब कुछ हो रहा है दुनिया में. क्वीन C3, E into D5, क्लियर विनिंग फॉर ब्लैक. क्लियर विनिंग, कोई फंडा नहीं. D4 D3 भी आइडिया आ रहा है. डिस्कवर 50 आईडी. तो कमिंग बैक, रुक D2, माय गॉड. और इसीलिए भाई साहब इस पोजीशन में नाइट C3 वाज नॉट प्लेड. तो करोगे क्या? नाइट C3 नहीं करोगे, बिशप G7 करोगे, ये पॉन मारोगे. ऐसी पॉने यू शुड नेवर कैप्चर. द गेम विल कंटिन्यू. रुक G8, बिशप B2, नाइट इनटू E3. खत्म खेल. -16 दिखा रहा है कंप्यूटर. चेक. ये ले, ये ले. और अब ये मेट आइडिया आ रहा है. बताओ भाई साहब क्या खेल है ये चेस. ये आइडिया आ रहा है, ये आइडिया आ रहा है. रिजाइन. तो ये है भाई साहब बिशप G7. तो मारना ही नहीं है दुनिया में. तो इस पोजीशन में करोगे क्या? बिशप G4 मारोगे. चलो ये देख लो, क्वीन H4 चेक, क्वीन इनटू बिशप, क्वीन H3. क्वीन क्वीन थोड़ी लड़ूंगा मैं. बिशप G4 एंड रुक टू D3. क्लियर विनिंग पोजीशन फॉर ब्लैक. अब ये रुक डबल का आइडिया आ रहे हैं. ये ट्रिपल ओ तुम्हारा पूरा रुका हुआ है. शॉर्ट कैसल करते ही तैयार बैठा है वो. रुक D2, बिशप E3, सारे आइडियाज आने के लिए तैयार है. मतलब ही रेडी. कोई मतलब नहीं दुनिया में. तो गेम में क्या हुआ? सवाल पैदा होता है, व्हाट हैपेंड इन द गेम. तो भाई लोगों इस पोजीशन में क्वीन C1 एक ऑप्शन है और G3 एक ऑप्शन है, ये दो ऑप्शन है। तो क्वीन C1 पे देख लो क्या होने वाला है। क्वीन C1 प्रोबेबली द बेस्ट। क्वीन H4 ब्लैक खेलता, G3, क्वीन H3, बिशप F1, क्वीन H6, H3, रुक टू D3, मार तो सकता नहीं, पीछे हाथी मर रहा है, नाइट C3, नाइट इंटू E3, बिशप D3, क्वीन G6, ये सब बहुत गहरी चाल है ये। रुक G1, चेक, और वो पॉन से मार लेगा। अब ये पोजीशन आई आती बोर्ड पे विच इज आल्सो क्लियरली विनिंग फॉर ब्लैक, बट स्टिल ब्लैक हैड टू प्ले सो मेनी एक्यूरेट मूव्स इफ यू प्ले क्वीन C1 दैट टाइम। बहुत एक्यूरेट खेलना पड़ेगा उसे। रुक E1 का आइडिया आ रहा है, अगर तुम रुक से F2 मारोगे क्वीन G4 का आइडिया आ रहा है। So coming back, white played G3, which is also a not very bad move, but of course worse move than Queen C1. Queen C1 was the best defense out of Knight C3, Bishop G7, Bishop G4, G3, Queen C1. इन 5 ऑप्शंस में Queen C1 बेस्ट था। उसने खेला G3। अब प्रॉब्लम यह है कि ब्लैक को एक्यूरेट खेलना है माय डियर फ्रेंड। जहां तुमने इस पोजीशन में थोड़ा भी एक्यूरेट चालें नहीं चली, the position will slip out from your hand very fast. Why? Because he always has A3 B4 idea with him if he is able to play that. तो तुमको यह मौका ही नहीं देना है, फास्ट खेलना है। तो शार्वी, व्हाट इज द मूव हियर? एनी आइडिया? G3 करिए उसने, क्वीन H4 चेक को रोक लिया है। क्या करना चाहिए हमें? किसी तरह ये स्क्वायर चाहिए। आई वांट दिस स्क्वायर। वेल डन साई, कम ऑन शार्वी बोलिए।
H5 and H4.
Well done, Sharvi. Yes, very good. H5 is the move here. Very well done, Saket as well. Very good. Idea H5, H4. अब रोकना नहीं है, अब रुकना नहीं है भाई। अब ब्लैक ने व्हाइट के पास फिर देख लो क्या क्या ऑप्शंस हैं। बिशप G7 तो ऑब्वियसली बहुत बेकार चाल है, तुम क्यों बार बार उसकी एनालिसिस करना चाहते हो? बिशप G4 एक ट्राई कर सकते हो तुम। बिशप G4 पे द गेम माइट कंटिन्यू। बिशप G4, बिशप G7, G8, बिशप C3, क्वीन टू E6, बिशप E5, F6, and now H4, and it's a clear plus position for black. Wow. सब आइडिया नहीं। तो इसमें गेम में क्या किया? गेम में उसने मेरे ख्याल से बेस्ट चाल चली और वो थी H3। दिस इज ऑफ कोर्स द बेस्ट डिफेंस। और स्पासकी अगर नाइट F6 खेल देता यहाँ पे तो Larson would have been able to hold this position पक्का से। if he plays knight F6 here and after knight C3, white is doing okay, let me tell you, not very bad, not very bad. तो coming back H3 पे, can you tell the best move? Sharvi, again आपकी बारी आ गई। बहुत जबरदस्त चाल। what is the move? Audience, please write in chat.
Here is the move H4.
H4 is the move. Audience, H4 चल दे क्या? Sacrificing the piece. H4 अटैक करो। अब किंग सेंटर ही पड़ा है, हाथी घोड़ा ऊंट सब दूर है। Don't think about your piece. Come on guys, can we do the sacrifice H4? What do you think, audience? H4, yes, yes. Ajmal is saying no. मान ले यार अजमल। क्यों नहीं मानना चाहता? Why you are saying no? Shreya is also there with us. Okay. So now H4 is the move here which was played, and the idea is to open up the H file and make this pawn a very danger pawn. So now let's look at the analysis. The best move is of course H into G4. There is no doubt about it. But if you capture here bishop G4, then what happens? So the game might continue bishop G4, H G3, rook G1, rook H2, knight to C3, bishop into E3, and black is doing amazingly well. White must resign in this position. You can't capture here because the rook is pinning the queen. Oh ho ho ho. So one pawn I already captured and I am trying to capture on d2 as well. Very bad position for white. So triple O, bishop to g1, queen c5 attacking the rook, queen f2. Idea is queen g3, knight e4 and rook h1. Game over. My God. Black is clearly winning here. All this is force analysis if you play bishop g4 in this position. One more idea in this position can be rook g1. But then knight e3, very strong move. Attacking the pawn here and then bishop into pawn attacking the rook. Very strong. Now Ajmal is telling me one idea here. He's saying that sir h4, what about castle? Oh, very bad move castle because the rook is open. The queen will very shortly come on h4 after capturing on g3. And of course, I can sacrifice my piece anytime whenever I wish, which I'll do right away. And it's a clear win position for black. Clear win. Very soon the mate will occur. So coming back to this position, h4, h into g4 was played in the game. And now the obvious move is h into g3. Idea is rook into rook. And if we capture my rook, the other rook will also come on the h file for to give a check. So rook g1 was played by white here. And here comes the move of the decade, I must say, if not century. And audience, can you please write the move in chat? Sharvi, I'll ask you after a while. Can you find the move here, audience? You will be surprised, you will be shocked. The move played by black here. Saket has written the move. I am sure he has seen this game. He has Googled it. Larsen versus Spassky. I am 100% sure. Very smart boy he is. And G2 is written by various people. Rook H2 is written by various people. Queen H4 is written by 2-3 people. And the move written by Saket is out of the world. Amazing move. And I am 100%. He has certainly Googled this game, but he's saying, no, sir, I have not seen the game. Well done, Saket. Well done. Will you believe Rook D2 is one of the moves written by Shreya? And now let me ask Sharvi. Sharvi, what do you think is the move?
Rook h1.
The move is Rook h1. Can you believe? Out of the world move it is. Can you believe, my dear friends? G2 was also winning. Queen h4 is also winning. But Rook h1 is just simply unbelievable move. And one has to actually see what happens to understand the move actually. So pinning the rook, you don't have any option but to capture. And the moment you capture, now I push g2 to attack the rook actually. To attack the rook. So I am gaining one move in the process. If you play rook h7 or some stupid move like this, rook h4, h3, whatever, the pawn will be promoted to queen. g1 queen is there. So obviously he played the move rook to g1 here. In the game he played rook f1, but let's see what happened if you play rook to g1. What white might have happened? Queen to h4 check. I am gaining one move because I deflected your rook by playing rook h1. And I was able to push the pawn to attack the rook. In the process, I gained the check. And the game might continue king d1. What is the best move of black here, audience? What should black play in this position? Rook to g1, queen h4 check, king to d1. Queen h2. Queen h1 is written by various people. Wow. What a move. And don't you think white must resign here? If he captures rook into queen, then pawn into rook, and the queen will again come. White will think, I captured the queen. Why has the queen come again? What it is happening with me? He will call the arbiter. I captured the queen. But this guy again put the queen. How? The pawn will capture and promote there. Can you believe? Queen h1. And look at the rook, knight and bishop. Queen, they are so away from the king. You know, as if last night they have fought against each other and they have told the king, look, you manage on your own. Enough of your power, enough of your bossism. We will show tomorrow what we can do. So Queen H1 was played. Queen H1 could have been played, and after Queen C1, Queen into G1 check, King to C2, Queen into, Bishop into, and Bishop H7 with the simple idea of Queen. Look at Black. He is not even promoting Queen. He is defending his Bishop also. Why should I give my Bishop? As it is, my pawn will be promoted next move thanks to your Rook, Knight, Bishop, pawn, which are so far. Nothing can promote, nothing can stop it to promote, my dear friends. So it is amazing idea. G2 and Rook F1 was played in the game. He did not play Rook G1. And of course, Queen H4 check, King to D1, pawn into Rook, Queen, and Bishop into check. And after check, well, everything is blocked. If you play Bishop E2, Queen H1 is thank you very much. Nice to meet you. See you later. Bye bye. Checkmate. So Bishop G4, King C1 was played in the game. And now can you find checkmate here, my dear students, my dear friends?
Queen E1.
Queen E1 is a checkmate. Yes. What can white do here? Queen to D1.
Queen D1, then Queen into Queen.
And it's a check and mate. What a nice game. Look at the knight. It was never able to come to C3. So you must always develop your pieces. Shreya, you have to write in chat. I can't unmute you in the live session. Can you please write your question in the chat? Wow, well done. So let's see the game again. And here comes knight G4, Bhagwan Chand. H5, H4, oh my, Hg. Oh, Rook H1. D2. Queen. Check. And it's a checkmate. I hope you guys like the game, my dear friends. Did you enjoy or not? Can you please write in chat? Yes, sir. Rimjim is there with us. Rimjim, congratulations. You have won the award of the last month's puzzle that we did homework question. Okay. So now, my dear friends, let's take the most amazing move for today. And this position occurred in 1990 between Oslokov versus Nidobora. Oslokov versus Nidobora. Nidobora is in black. And 1990, this game, black to play. I have not made polls for you today. So can you please write in chat, audience, what do you think is the move played by black? Of course, he's so much of attacking. Queen, bishop, rook, so much of attack is there. But then, if you look at white, he is threatening queen a8 checkmate. My God! So if you play a time pass move, white is doing a checkmate, and if you play bishop to b7, thinking that I will not get checkmated on a8, you are very right. You will not get checkmated on a8, you are right, but you will get checkmated on b7. Well. So you can defend a8, but not b7. The idea is not to get checkmated. So in other words, you have to do something very fast. So either rook h2 is idea, bishop e6 is the idea, rook to g3 is the idea, queen to h4 is the idea. Whatever is the idea, you have to find the correct idea here. So Sai is writing a very good move here. He's saying bishop into e6. Okay, bishop into e6. Now he's saying queen to h4. But the problem, Sai, Why will white capture by the pawn? White can capture by the king, Sai. And now if you play rook h2 thinking that it's a checkmate, bishop is coming in the between, Mr. Sai. Oh, this bishop is coming in between. So now white is clearly winning. If you play rook g4 still, king into h5, rook h3, king into g4. So clear win for white. So coming back, but Sai, I like your idea. Well done. You're a very good chess player, Mr. Sai. क्वीन h4 ट्राई करें क्या पहले साई? शैल वी ट्राई क्वीन h4 पहले अभी बिना बिशप e6 किए, जिससे कि उसका बिशप यहाँ नहीं रहेगा तो इट कांट कम इन बिटवीन. कैन यू प्लीज डू द एनालिसिस माय डियर स्टूडेंट्स? Adhyansh is also writing queen h4, spectacular move. Can it be the spectacular move, my dear friends? Pradosh is writing, yes. Shreya is also writing queen h4. Sharvi, आपकी बारी आ गई. Can you speak up? Use your power.
Yes, sir, queen h4.
लग रहा है आपको भी?
Yes.
अगर वो किंग से मारेगा तो शार्वी
Rook into h2.
चेकमेट है क्या ये?
Yes.
चेकमेट है, क्योंकि अब बिशप बीच में भी नहीं आ रहा, कुछ नहीं आ रहा, यहाँ पे हाथी है, तो क्वीन h4 तो बेटा वो पॉन से मार लेगा.
Rook e3.
ओहो, रुक e3 चेक. अब क्या करे, तो सब ब्लॉक है. अरे बाप रे, माँ तो गई. नहीं, बिशप f3 बीच में आएगा. नाउ व्हाट इज द मूव? बिशप f3.
Rook into bishop, then
नो. इफ यू प्ले रुक इनटू बिशप, वो क्वीन से मार लेगा, और उसके बाद जब तुम बिशप e6 चेक दोगे, क्वीन बीच में आ जाएगा, क्वीन g4. मौका ही मत दो उसको.
then first bishop e6.
Yes, very good. First play bishop e6 check. He can't play bishop g4 because it is pin. In pin, safety pin. Everything is pin. तो उसको मारना ही पड़े, मारना ही पड़े. And now queen मारोगे या
No.
बिशप?
Rook into bishop.
Checkmate it is. As you all can see. Well done, audience. Oh wow, what a nice audience we have today. So let's look at this position again. Amazing move of the day. Oslav Khau versus Nido Bora. ऐसे ऐसे तो उनके नाम होते हैं, समझ रही हो? नाम देख के लगता है कि चेस खेलने आए थे दुनिया में. Oslav Khau and Nido Bora. So he played queen h4 check. What a nice move it is. Pawn into rook e3 check. Bishop f3 is forced. Bishop e6. Force move. And rook f3 is checkmate. Wow. So did you guys like my selection of move of the day or not? Please write. Are you enjoying or no? Audience, please write. कैसा लगा शार्वी आपको? Yes?
It was nice.
It was nice.
It was nice.
Nice. Okay, तो coming back to our homework, my dear friends. ये homework दिया था मैंने last session में. I think I took 3 weeks earlier. और ये होमवर्क था, ये पोजीशन हमको लानी थी 4 चाल में. आई थिंक वी हैव टू गेट दिस पोजीशन इन 4 मूव्स. एंड रिमझिम, वेल डन. उन्होंने करेक्ट आंसर बताया था. इनफैक्ट आई डिड नॉट टेक अ सेशन आफ्टर दैट. तो आज ही मैंने उनका प्राइज दिया है. आई हैव डन हर आज जीपे, गूगल पे ऑफ 100 रुपीज प्राइज. ओनली 1 करेक्ट आंसर आई रिसीव. ऑडियंस, यू मस्ट पार्टिसिपेट, प्लीज पार्टिसिपेट. टॉप 3 को करेक्ट प्राइज है 100 रुपीज का. और अभी मैं बताता हूँ आपको आज वाला होमवर्क, बट पहले लेट्स सी द आंसर ऑफ दिस. ये पोजीशन हमें लेके आनी है कितनी चाल में? 4 चाल में, 4 मूव में. शार्वी, आप कर पाए थे क्या?
No.
डिड यू ट्राई? बट
Yes.
यस. चलो अभी बताता हूँ होमवर्क, आंसर बताता हूँ. देखो भाई, तो पहली चाल है e4 d5. And now white will play queen h5. बहुत ही खतरनाक है यार. Black will play bishop g4. White will capture queen into d5. Move number 3 of white. And now black will play bishop h5. White will capture. White की 4 चाल खत्म. And here comes the black fourth move. Can you believe the idea? किसी के बाप को समझेगा कि ये क्वीन चुपचाप मार के वापस आ गई, उसके बाद ये पॉन चली गई है. ओ हो. So we have got this position in exact 4 moves. Very difficult. So my sincere suggestion to you is you must try to solve these proof games position. ये बहुत दिमाग बढ़ाती है, ये सोचना सिखाती है. Intuitiveness, visualization, imagination, creativity, ये सब सिखाती है ये चीजें. प्रूफ गेम्स, यार ये पोजीशन कैसे आई होगी. या फिर रेट्रो पोजीशंस बोलते हैं. देयर इज अ कॉन्सेप्ट कॉल्ड रेट्रो इन चेस. रेट्रो मूव्स, रेट्रो पोजीशंस. वो एक पोजीशन दे देगा और बोलेगा बताओ ये पोजीशन बोर्ड पे आई कैसे. ब्लैक ने जस्ट एक चाल से पहले क्या चला होगा. अब तुम दिमाग लगाओ यार, ये पॉन यहाँ पे आ कैसे गई यार. तो मेरे पास बहुत सारी ऐसे पोजीशंस हैं, वर्कशॉप्स है. हमने लास्ट ईयर किया भी था क्रिएटिविटी वर्कशॉप. तो हम करेंगे बार बार, एक साल में एक बार, साल में 2 बार. बहुत जबरदस्त चीज होती है क्रिएटिविटी वर्कशॉप. ऐसे क्वेश्चन है, यू जस्ट हैव टू इमेजिन, अप्लाई योर साइंस, हाउ कैन दिस पोजीशन अराइव. ओके, वेल डन रिमझिम. और गाइस अब मैं आपको आज का होमवर्क दे रहा हूँ. ओके, प्लीज मेल योर आंसर्स बाय वेडनेसडे. नेक्स्ट संडे हमारा सेशन होगा 8 बजे, कंफर्म होगा. और उसमें हम इसका आंसर भी बताएंगे. आपको वेडनेसडे तक मेल करना है. तो आई एम राइटिंग ऑन चैट. मेल आईडी है chesswithgaurav bakliwal @gmail.com. chesswithgauravbakliwal@gmail.com पे आप मेल कीजिए. बाय वेडनेसडे नाइट योर आंसर शुड कम इन. अब आप बोलोगे सर सब कुछ हो गया, क्वेश्चन तो बताओ. यस, वेरी गुड स्टूडेंट. और ये है क्वेश्चन, बहुत ही डिफिकल्ट. ये पोजीशन आपको बोर्ड पे लेके आनी है. आप जो मर्जी चलाओ, व्हाइट से जो मर्जी चलाओ, ब्लैक से, वॉट एवर यू डू, स्टार्टिंग पोजीशन यू प्ले फ्रॉम व्हाइट एंड यू प्ले फ्रॉम ब्लैक. गेट दिस पोजीशन आफ्टर एग्जैक्ट 5th मूव ऑफ ब्लैक. ब्लैक की 5 चालों के बाद व्हाइट 5 चाल चलेगा, ब्लैक 5 चाल चलेगा. व्हाइट ब्लैक, व्हाइट ब्लैक, व्हाइट ब्लैक, व्हाइट ब्लैक, व्हाइट ब्लैक. The moment black plays his 5th move, proof game in 5, you should get this position on the board. So first top three answers will get GPay, Google Pay prize. आप email पे अपना Google Pay number भी डालिए and 100 rupees prize आपको दिया जाएगा. Wednesday night तक top 3 correct answers. Clear है question? शार्वी, are you clear? Question समझ में आ गया बेटा?
Yes.
Okay, चलो ठीक है. Well done, very good. तो चैट पे कोई लिखना चाहता है कुछ? Any questions to anyone? जो आप चाहते हो कि लाइव में आपका नाम आए. If you want to ask anything right now. Anyone, audience? Did you enjoy today's session? Yes, चलो. Okay, शार्वी, हाँ बोलिए. Yes.
Thank you so much, dear Gaurav, sir, for giving me this opportunity to volunteer the today's session. I enjoyed very much and it was great fun to interact with you as well as the lovely audience. It gave me a nice platform to learn chess with you as well as to remove the fear of speaking in public platforms. Thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone.